Hi there crafters, it's Louise with you. So today's scrapbook layout process video is a share for Colour Blast. Now I have titled this page Watch Me Grow in line with the title that I've given, and what I'm going to do is play along with some of the Colour Artist inks. So firstly, I've taken the Colour Blast Heavy Gesso and spread that through a stencil and let it dry. And you can see I've got these two sort of triangular parts of the page that I'm working with. That wasn't really a plan, it's just how the paste ended up on the paper. So nothing too technical about the way I started this layout. But certainly it doesn't end up the sort of way that I had in my head. Now I've taken the droppers that come with the Colour Artist inks, and I wanted to really use those to show you how you could actually use them as a tool to create these unique areas of colour. Now some of this I'll be doing off camera, but the process is exactly the same. So dropping some of the ink onto the heavy gesso in the background, and then using water and my heat gun plus a little bit of cloth to actually move that around. Now because I haven't actually gessoed the background cardstock, I really like the way some of this actually settles into the paper and some of it actually sits on top of that heavy gesso. So it's really a great technique to use. Now the colours that I have used are Soot, which is what's going on last. I've also used Calypso and Mermaid. So those are the colours that I've used, and you can see how we're getting this really unique, interesting background. And the thing with it is, if you were to try and do this kind of technique at home, your result would look nothing like what I've got on the page here. And that's the beauty of mixed media, is you're actually getting a chance to create something that's so unique and individual, but may not necessarily mimic the technique that you saw it on. Now, because I've sort of got this geometric pattern going on in the background, I've got some really great colour. The next layer I'm going to add is to actually use an old toilet roll, and I'm just going to dip that into quite a thick layer of gesso and just add these little circles around. So interesting technique, which does certainly give a great background, I think. And of course, because we're incorporating some black, I am also adding some splatter as well. So I've got these two interesting areas, and I'm thinking now, okay, background's looking good. What am I going to do next? So I pull out a couple of photos, and I knew that I needed a small photo. So this is a 3x4 photo that I'm using, and I've got to pick which one I actually want to feature on the page. So I end up picking one that's going to go with the little quote card that I've also cut out, and the next step is trying to choose a title. Now, I chose this particular colour title because if I'd gone with green or black or white, it probably would have blended into the page and gotten a little bit lost. So I quite like the pop of colour that you get from the title in between the layers of mixed media and the colours of paper that I've got going on here as well. So the page itself is, quite simple to put together once you've created that mixed media background. And I think that that's one of the benefits of mixed media, is that you don't actually have to add a lot to a page to actually end up with something that's quite fun and unique. So all I'm really doing is adding some embellishments, and off camera I'm going to go ahead and attach that all to the page. Here's the final layout. So I thank you very much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed that video from me. Don't forget to check out Colour Blast products, and of course if you haven't already, please subscribe.